Okay, I've got some questions here that I'm going to answer. Need to do another video specifically on timelines, and you know who you are, so I'm not going to write your name or say your name. Sometimes it's confusing to know if you should jump timelines to experience a different aspect of yourself or another, or if you should just leave or accept a situation as is. Okay, I'm going to stop there on that one. You can't stop. Okay, that's impossible. You cannot stop. You are going to be moving throughout timelines or throughout that wave forever. As long as you're in time-space, okay? You can't stop that. So what the point here is not to stop it. You can't even... You're... Right now, probably none of you could really slow it down even. So it's not a question of stopping or going. It's a question of whether or not to go consciously or not. That's the question here. Not to stop or go. Because you cannot stop. There is no stopping. There's only going. So you're either going to go based on belief systems that have been entrained on you, following along with what you've always been told, and those are going to subconsciously guide you along that wave of timelines, or you're going to not do that, and you're going to say, no, I'm going to take control of this. I'm a creator God, and I decide every moment of every day, starting right this second. Now, the trick on timelines is that you have to, number one, believe you're a creator God. Right? You have to. Or this is, you can just click off and go watch TV. Because if you don't believe you're a creator God, or at least start telling you that yourself that, then none of this will make any difference whatsoever. Okay? Then the second thing that you have to do is you have to say, okay, I'm a creator God, and I've created it all. Good, bad, ugly, right, wrong, did good things, did bad things, whatever. I created it all. Anything bad that happened to me, I created it. I agreed to it, whether it was consciously or subconsciously, whether it was based on belief systems that I didn't understand what was going on, I did it. But it doesn't matter, because there's really no such thing as time-space anyway, but I'm playing in the game, so let's move forward. The past is not relevant. It's only past to you because of time-space illusion. There's really no such thing as the past at all. But because you operate in a human body, in human time-space, you got to make peace with that. So therefore, the past does exist in your mind's eye. And I am not going to ask you to play like the past doesn't exist, because, well, you're not going to be able to right now. And that's just silly. So I'm not going to try that. But I will do is, since in your time-space illusion, the past is past and there's nothing you can do about it, then we're going to leave that alone. Okay? Leave it alone. It doesn't matter. Let it go. Let's move forward from today. Well, as far as the past goes, is all you've got to do, I'm creator God, and I did it all. Whether I understand it in this time and space moment or not, I accept that I did it all. And if you can't do that, then you can't do anything else that I've got on the rest of this video, and probably none of my other videos. So just go watch TV. Really, go watch TV. Because you've got to believe that you're a creator God, and you've got to believe that you're playing in a time-space illusion, and you've got to understand that it's a game, and you created the past, and you're the one that did it, and whether you know why or not, you may not know for a while. Don't worry about it. That is the illusion that you're in right now. Make peace with it in this moment. Okay? Let's move forward. Because forward you've got, right? You're human in time-space illusion. Therefore, you believe you have the future. So let's move towards the future. Not worry about the past. So the past is irrelevant. Mandela effect, that's a whole different videos. Go check those out. That'll be a different aspect. But let's move forward with this question. Okay? So, next. say somebody's in a relationship and they're trying really hard to visualize that they're getting a really good aspect of them, but they can't get there. Okay? Well, based on what I just said, whose fault is that? Is it the person that's being a bad person in your life? No. It's yours. Your responsibility. Your fault. So if you have a person in your life that's in your life and you don't want to let them go or whatever, and they're still being a bad person, if they're still being a bad person, it's because you don't have it right yet. Not them. Leave them out of it. Has nothing to do with them. They can't do anything to you. They can't make you feel one way or the other. That's your choice. And I can put that down to day-to-day living. If somebody spits in your face today, whose choice is that whether or not that makes them mad or not? This isn't God, ooh-ah-ooh stuff. This is you have a choice in that moment how to react. Nobody can make you get mad. Nobody can make you be happy in that moment. Just you. Well, that's how the whole thing works, really. Okay? So, if you've got somebody in your life that is negative, you got a choice. It's your choice. It's always your choice. You can stay in a relationship or keep them in your life. And like I do with my ex, the bad one, the really bad one, and I can gauge where my timelines are going based on how he is reacting to me and the world around him. Okay? If he's being a jerk, I can say, whoop, off on these timelines, correct. Go back, hang around him an hour later. How's he doing? Oh, it's doing pretty good. All right, I did it. Good. Now, he's a really difficult case for me personally. So it works out well for us not, for me to have access to him because I can judge my timelines. I can judge how I'm doing. Not how he's doing, how I'm doing. But if it's too much, and, we were away from each other for 8 years. So I didn't do it right after the horrible things were done to me. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that good. I pulled and let some space be between the two of us. Let some time heal the situation. And then came back into it and deal with it from a different perspective. I don't think that you can do it from the heat of anger. So whether you need to step away from them for an hour or 10 years, do what you have to do. But if they are being negative in your life, it is your responsibility. You're the one that's done it. You're the only one that can get you out of it. So if you can't get out of it by facing them every day, and if you can't stay out of the past that triggers and triggers and triggers, then you need to split away from them for a while. However long that may be. And then you can come back in, have them out, take them to lunch, see how you do. Okay? And the better and better you get, the more interactive you can be with them. But as long as they're being negative to you, then you are not on the timelines if you want to be with the aspect of them that is a nice person. It's just that simple. It's an automatic, you can tell exactly where you are all the time in those circumstances. Okay? So if you can't do it moment to moment, if you're around them too much, if there's too much hurt, if the past you cannot forget about, if you're afraid of what they'll do in the future, then you're going to have to pull away from this situation. There is a reason why, guys, that I live in almost isolation away from human beings and have for the last 5 years, is because interacting with humans triggered me. I was around a lot of humans under the very worst of circumstances for decades. From my mother, my father on, literally for decades. So it didn't take much to trigger me. I am just now getting back, so I'm interacting. But I had to correct me first. That's why I spend a lot of time in nature. because I'm aware of this. But if something comes back and is negative to me, I don't say, oh, you horrible person, or how could you do that to me? I immediately say, uh-oh, what have I done? What have I done? How'd I get over there on these timelines? That's not the timelines I want to be on. I pull back, I correct, I visualize, the way I visualize, which isn't through human eyes, but vibrationally. I create a picture using vibrations, and I go back into the fray. I've told you guys this human body thing is not an easy gig, and it's not. It's not. Okay? Now, if they stay, they're going to experience more suffering. No. Okay. Them staying or going, more suffering, not suffering, the aspect of them that is suffering will suffer whether you're there or not. That's not relevant. That's none of your business. That's their aspect of them to take care of themselves. Your job is to, if you don't want to see the suffering, to go where there is no suffering. Whether it's somebody in your household or if it's the world at large. Your job is not to change the suffering. You can't. It's not allowed. It's none of your business. Your job is, if you don't want to see the suffering, is to change to a timeline and a place where there is less suffering. That's how it works. And forever, humans have been doing things backwards for a very long time. But that is how they got to the vibrations of 3D that we consider, that we say are lower vibrations, which, since time-space is illusion, there is no such thing as upper and lower vibrations. Okay? There is no such thing. I'm using these terms in order to communicate on a human level. Okay? That's all. In reality, there is no up, there is no down, there is no in, there is no out, there is no before and yesterday. None of those things really exist. But in order to talk to you in time-space illusion, I have to use those terms. So in order to get down to the 3D vibrations, or to the 3D vibrations you wanted to experience as humans, things were done. And now you're trying to do it the other way. And you want to keep doing them the same way you've always done, that have gotten you one kind of vibration, when now you want to do a different kind of vibration. And like I've said before, you want to use the map to go from Kansas to Alaska. Now that you're in Alaska, you want to use the same map from Kansas to Alaska to get back to Kansas. And it doesn't work. So what I'm trying to do is tell you, you're doing it backwards. You got to turn around if you want to go the other direction. Okay? And the other direction is that you don't change anybody. You're not going to change the world. You're not going to change the planet. You're not going to change your kid. You're not going to... The only person you can change, the only thing you can control, and you can control everything from you, is you. All right? That's how it's done. You don't help the poor soul. You don't change the mean man. You go to a timeline where the mean man is no longer mean. And the poor soul is now rich. That's how you do it. Because you're not allowed to do anything to anybody else without their express permission. And it's got to be on some level. And as a human, you can't get that kind of level of agreement. So, yeah, it's not happening. Okay? So the best you can do is start Creator God, create every moment. The past is the past. I can't change that. Tomorrow I can, because that's what I believe. So how can I change it tomorrow? And you see that person. Okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully that will answer those questions. And yeah, you don't need to worry about helping them grow and evolve. Again, none of your business. You have no idea what they're doing, okay? You don't know what they're doing. You may see it that they need to grow and evolve a certain way, and they are trying to do something completely different. You don't have all the facts. That's why you can't judge. Not for a dog, not for a plant, not for a person, not for a solar system for that matter. You don't have all the facts. So you just take care of you. Okay? All right, that's it. Huge hugs to everybody. I love you bunches, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.